Bye. Hi guys, sorry for the long starting soon screen. How's it going? Congrats on first ninja. Once again. Hi Tax, hi Ace. What is good? I don't know, been kind of a chill day today. I basically just like caught up on a lot of sleep that I have not been getting the past a week or so. But now we're here. And we're gonna keep rigging Zay's model. Hopefully we can finally get going on the mouth rig. Because for whatever reason it just took forever to set it up yesterday. So hopefully that goes a little more smoothly. I slept for like 3 hours last night. Yeah, that was me the night before. And then today I slept until like noon. Or at least tried to anyway. Yeah, no, I still slept till like basically noon. Which is kind of crazy because I think I fell asleep at like 2 or 3, I want to say. Like I went to sleep a little bit earlier than I have been previously. I want to say it was closer to 2. How many hours is that? That's like 10 hours. That's a lot of sleep. I think I stayed in bed until like 2 o'clock though, low-key. So I was in bed for like a solid 12 hours. I really needed it. Oh man. I'm one of those people where like, you know how there's some people where... Here, let's go to the main screen if I'm gonna start yapping. Let's let's move over, get some music running. If I'm gonna start yapping. You know how some people can like here, get the lo-fi running. Some people can run off of like 5 hours of sleep and it's something they brag about where it's like, yeah, I can like sleep for 5 hours or like 3 hours or whatever and I can be fine. It's like whatever. I'm one of the people where like I wish I could be like that because I tend to stay up late a lot, like really late. But no, I need sleep. I can't function without it at all. If I go like maybe for like one day, if I only have like 4 hours of sleep or something, then I can make it through the day. But if I go like 3 days in a row, only 5 hours of sleep, I will crash and burn so badly. It gets really bad. Like I really need like the full 8 hours, if not longer. Hi Shy, welcome in. Also hi Sea Pumpkin Spice. I can read. Welcome in. And Ivy, welcome in. How are you guys today? My body will shut down for 12 hours if I try that. Dude, I'm speaking from pure experience, by the way. Like I had a few days last week where I was only getting like 4 or 5 hours of sleep for like 4 days in a row. And on that 4th day, I had work. I had work that day. And I had to be at work at like 11:45 a.m. Literally, I woke up, I had to wake up at like 6 a.m. for something. And then I was only able to get back in bed by like 8:30 a.m. and I had to be up by like 10. Okay, so I had that little tiny nap in between. That wasn't even a real nap because I didn't really actually sleep. I wake up from this little mini hardly nap and think, I need to get up for work now. If I don't get up for work, I'm probably gonna be late in the next couple minutes. Like I need to get up. And I can't get up. Like I just cannot bring myself to get out of bed. I text my boss. I'm like, hey, is it is it still gonna be like busy at work today? If not, could I maybe like call in today? And he texts me back pretty quickly, luckily, being like, yeah, no, we need you to come in today, like, sorry. And I'm like, okay. So I get up and get ready, and I am just an absolute zombie that whole day. I mean, not really. I was able to kind of pull myself together, but I get up, I go to work. He lets me go home early, thank God, because my boss is cool. So I get to go home basically only a couple hours later. I get home, eat some food. I'm in bed by 7 p.m. I think I'm asleep by 7 p.m. I sleep, wake up at like 1 a.m. I'm like, I'm not getting up at 1 a.m. I'm going back. I go back to sleep, and I get up at like 10 a.m. the next day. So I slept for, I don't remember, like, that many hours. How many hours is that? Like 15 hours. I slept for 15 hours. And I needed it so bad. Oh my god. I've been able to go a day without sleeping just once. After that, I've been sleeping for 8 hours. If not 8, probably 3. That's kind of real. Like, it's either one or the other. I've tried pulling all-nighters before. I have pulled all-nighters before. But it doesn't count because I end up falling asleep by, like, noon. I can't do all-nighters. I'll feel fine for like the first couple hours of the day. It'll be like 6 a.m. and I'm like, hell yeah, I get to see the sunrise. Like, hell, awesome. And then by like 10 a.m. after an all-nighter, I'm like, oh god, what's happening to me? That all-nighter was horrible. Oh no. Yeah, see, I've tried pulling all-nighters before for like productivity reasons, I guess, like trying to get a bunch of stuff done overnight. It's never a good idea. It never works. I've also tried pulling all-nighters to fix my sleep schedule, but in that case it's more of an all-dayer because I'm falling asleep at like 5 a.m. and I'm like, I need to fix my sleep schedule. Let me not fall asleep at 5 a.m. and try and stay awake throughout the whole day and go to bed at like 8 p.m. and reset the sleep schedule. That doesn't work, by the way. I've tried it several times because for some reason every time I think it's gonna work and it has not worked a single time. Because the problem is two things. One, you have to actually make it through the whole day. For two, if you do make it through the whole day, you still have sleep debt. Which means you're gonna sleep for 13 hours. And you're still waking up at noon. You're in the same spot as you were the first time. You just put yourself through a really horrible day of being super tired for no reason. And also, I have really terrible self-control when it comes to sleep. Like, I'll stay up all night, but I have to go to bed. Like, and by the time I wake up, if I wake up off of like a few hours of sleep and I'm still tired, I am going back to sleep. I have no discipline when it comes to that. Absolutely none. If I am tired by the time I wake up, I will just turn my alarm off and go back to sleep. Alarms don't even really work for me anymore, just because everything I've done, me in the morning finds a way to turn the alarm off. Like, I've put my phone like 10 feet away from my bed to force myself to get out of bed to turn the alarm off, and I just go like, I just call Siri and be like, turn off the alarm, and I go back to sleep, or whatever, all the things. I've had alarms where they like make you do math to turn the alarm off, and I'll just do it and then go right back to sleep. I'm just a chronic alarm ignorer. I don't sleep through the alarm. I wake up at the alarm, but I turn that shit off immediately, and then I go back to sleep. Your divergent brain be like, we just stay up all day and fix it. Boom, body shuts down. Exactly. Like, I need this sleep. And even if I go to bed at 4 a.m., my body just always wakes up at 6 a.m. See, if you have a routine, that's when that happens. I have no routine when it comes to sleep. I go to bed at drastically different times and wake up at drastically different times constantly, which is probably not healthy. But because I don't have a consistent routine where I have to be up at a certain time every single day, my body doesn't automatically wake me up at that time every single day. So I can wake up at 9 a.m. I can wake up at 4 p.m. Doesn't matter. Just depends on when I went to sleep. And if there's other things that are waking me up, like if I have an alarm or if somebody wakes me up or whatever. But yeah, I need the sleep. I'm one of those people where, like, I don't know. I need the beauty sleep. As much as I wish I could be one of those people who just, like, can function off of like 6 hours of sleep. Because there's so many people like that where they just do it every single day, and I'm just like, how? Give me that ability. Oh yeah, if I don't get to bed on time and yeah, exactly. Like I've called into work and skipped school on multiple occasions just based off of the fact that I did not get any sleep the night before, and I'm just like, you know what? No. More school. I don't call into work because I have a job to where, like, it's very difficult to call in unless you find coverage. So you can't just like call in on a whim, because then it like screws everything up for all your coworkers. So I don't really call into work unless I know it's gonna be okay for like everyone else. But school, oh, I've skipped classes. I've skipped classes so many times just because I stayed up until 5 a.m. and the class was at like 10 a.m. and I was like, you know what? No, we're not doing this. I'm a morning person too, so I'm always super hyped when I wake up. Then halfway through the day, I'm like, man, I need a coffee. Then I'm asleep right after the coffee. Real. So real. Yeah, going to sleep and waking up at very different times will screw people over. Yeah, I mean, it's not like super different. It's usually only a difference of like a couple hours. So like some days if I have to be up for something, I'll get up at like 10, and if I don't have to be up for something, I'll sleep in until noon or 2 o'clock or whatever. But yeah, I don't know, man. For me, it has to do with brain chemistry. For me, it's a trade-off. I can function off 4 hours of sleep, and in exchange, I can't go to sleep. Also, caffeine makes me tired. That's an ADHD thing. That caffeine makes you tired. Hi, Leaf. Bye, Leaf. I think caffeine does work for me. Although there have been times... Sorry. Yeah, there have been times where I do have caffeine and I fall asleep right after, but usually it actually does keep me awake, which I am very grateful for. Mostly it just helps me focus though. That's the main reason. Yeah, if caffeine makes you tired, that's probably an ADHD thing, just because of the way our brains are. Stimulants like caffeine kind of bring us up to like the normal level of functioning, so you can just like pass out. Also, hi Kai. Right, really, caffeine in general just makes me take a fat nap. Yeah, there have been times where I've had caffeine late at night and I won't be able to sleep until 5 a.m. So it does kind of work on me in that sense. Doc said it was ADD, but that was years ago. Yeah, so now the like the classification is it's all ADHD. So like if you were diagnosed with ADD, it's still just ADHD now. And then the distinction is ADHD I and ADHD H, I think it is. So ADHD-I is ADHD inattentive version, which is basically like where the hyperactivity is in your brain, and then ADHD-H is the hyperactive one where the hyperactiveness is in your body. So this is I've done so much research on ADHD because I know I have it. So basically, ADHD-I, which is the kind I assume I have, it's all ADHD, but for some people it sort of comes about as being like racing thoughts, and like talkativeness. Like for me, that's what it is. It's very like thoughts going 100 miles an hour, yapaholic type beat. And that's ADHD-I, so that's like you get in your head a lot. ADHD-H would be like bouncing off the walls, kind of like when you imagine like a little boy with ADHD, where they're like just all over the place in that sort of way. Like can't sit still, can't like stuff like that. Those are like basically the two main distinctions, and you can be both as well. You can be like combination. So that's like probably most people is like combination, because realistically just the way ADHD works is it's probably going to be a little bit of both no matter what, but just depending on your like personality or whatever, and just like kind of the way you are, it might sort of what's the word? Dang it, this is gonna bother me. I need to look up what this word is. God, what's the word for like something coming to be, something like presenting at, I think it might present as like that. I feel like that's still not the word though. I hate it when this happens, when I have a word for something, but I can't remember what the word is. Whatever. I'm not gonna remember it. I can't even remember what I was talking about. I've got millions and millions of thoughts to the point that it physically hurts sometimes, but I pretty much never talk. Yeah, like you can be very ADHD, but instead of it coming out of your mouth like it does with me, it just kind of sits in your brain. And this can look externally, like from other people, as someone who's kind of like daydreamy, or as it's called, inattentive. So it might look like you're just kind of like not paying attention to other things because you are thinking so much. I'd be in bed at night, like on my hands and knees, like please, please, please stop thinking about Magic the Gathering for 5 minutes so I can fall asleep. For real. Yeah, I'd be I can't sleep if I'm thinking about anything. I can't sleep if I'm thinking about anything. But what I do is I have like this one specific podcast that I listen to basically every single night, unless I'm so tired that I know I'm about to fall asleep anyway. But if I'm having a hard time falling asleep, it really helps. Because it kind of gives my brain something to like focus on, but not really focus on, so that I'm not actively thinking a bunch of things. Maybe, yeah, manifest is closed. That's probably what I'm thinking of. I don't know. I lost it. I have a playlist of the same 6 Dark Souls lore videos that turn my brain off and send my ass. Exactly. Like, yeah. I'm gonna keep trying to figure out this word. Manifest is very close to it, though. I taught myself to focus on nothing. It's hard to explain, but like imagine my brain is a space and focus on the spots. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense to me. I guess, I don't even know. Maybe this word that I'm thinking of doesn't actually exist, but I was just thinking of like, oh, so, you know, like if you're inattentive, it might like present as racing thoughts, etc. I think that's probably what I was thinking of. But manifest is also kind of what I'm thinking of. I don't know why I thought it would start with an I. Whatever. But I think that doesn't actually exist, so I'm just gonna say present as. I'm always scared of sleeping though, because my dreams are weird AF. Like example, I dream about the future. I'm one of those people who like doesn't dream. And I know everyone says like, no, you do dream, you just don't remember them. So yeah, I dream, but I don't remember them. Sleeping is just like a time skip for me. I mean, it's not like a literal time skip. It's a weird feeling. Because I know I slept, you know. It just feels like I slept. But there's no dreaming. There was no dream that I can recall by the time I wake up. Something related to this, I have a couple 2 to 5 hour long videos that I just throw on every once in a while as background noise. Yeah, kind of similar to that. Yeah, it is kind of like a time skip. That's how I sort of describe it. But it does still feel like the time has passed, you know, because I wake up and I'm like, I am rested. God, what was I saying? Right, this playlist, not the playlist, nah, it's okay, Skip. I think I was making it up. I think it was something else, but anyways. I'm not frustrated anymore. I think we found it. For this podcast I listen to, it's become such a routine that I think making it into a routine helps a lot, because I just hear like the girl's voice for this podcast and my brain's just like, okay, it's sleep time. And I'm out within like 15 minutes of turning it on most of the time. Sometimes I'll have an extra difficult time falling asleep and then I'll be up for hours, but it's one or the other usually. Just came off my meds for the first time in over a decade. Damn. That's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, on the wow, speaking on the agenda today, we are going to be continuing rigging that model that I was working on before. We're gonna be doing, yeah, we're actually going to be doing the mouth rig today. I don't know if we're gonna finish it or not. I sure hope so. But yeah, we're gonna be working on that today. Speaking of sleep as a time skip, There was one time I was sleeping and I was like waiting to wake up. Like life's loading machine was taking too long. I distinctly remember being like, usually I'm awake by now, was taking. Whoa, that's interesting. I do feel like there have been times where I'm kind of like in an in-between state where I'm like sort of conscious, but I'm not quite awake yet. Like I can hear what's going on around me and whatever, but I'm not like fully awake. So I think that's probably a similar sort of state to be in. You guys are Daily Glim twins. Hell yeah. But yeah, if you are an ADHDer that struggles to calm your brain enough to sleep, highly recommend just finding like a podcast to listen to where they don't really talk about anything necessarily super interesting that like you want to focus on it really badly. It's kind of just background noise so that your brain can kind of focus on something a little bit, but not enough to where it's going to keep you awake. It works really well, especially if you do it very regularly, because your brain will just hear their voice or voices and be like, yes, this means it's time to sleep. And I think that's my routine, because I don't have a specific time of night or day that I go to sleep generally. It kind of changes a lot. So my brain isn't like, oh, it's this time to go to bed. It's, oh, I'm hearing this thing, time to go to bed. I dream about nothing. I can feel the passage of time in my dreams, but there's nothing. That's kind of what it feels like. Like it's just being asleep. Like it's not like I'm not dreaming, but I can feel like that I am asleep, you know? There's been times I do dream sometimes though. Like I have had dreams. The ones I remember are all really like horrifying, but are just strange. Really, really weird dreams. Most of them scary and weird, but just really weird. I have had good dreams, but those are the ones I usually forget immediately because I'm not like scarred by them. Sometimes I'll be having a good dream and I'll wake up and I'll be like, no, I want to go back to sleep. Bring me back to the fun dream. I was having a good time. But actually, I have fallen back asleep and gone back into the same dream before. It has worked a couple times in my life, but it usually doesn't. Usually I don't fall back asleep. Well, mine are either really scary or feel way too casually realistic. See, for me, it's like my dreams feel blurry. Like, and I think it's because I can't really visualize very clearly. So my dreams also are not visualizing very clearly. But I know what's happening, you know, where it's like, oh, I can't make out what your face looks like in this dream right now, but I know you are my, like, blank family member or whatever, you know, like, I know who you are. Your face just is very blurry in this dream right now. So that's how my dreams usually are, where it's just like that, where it's everything's kind of not clear visually, but mentally I know what's happening. Yeah, I don't know. Oh man, the feeling of dreaming something and then it happens in the future is crazy. I think it's deja rev or deja reeve. Deja vu is the feeling that you've experienced something before, like in real life, but deja rev is when it feels like you've dreamed something before. And I've definitely experienced that, and it is so weird every single time. I think that's a little different from like actively knowing that you dreamed this and then it happens in the future. Deja rev is the feeling that like I I'm pretty sure I've dreamed this before, and now it's actively happening to me right now. And it is such a trippy feeling. I kind of hate it. It's so, like, I don't know, it just makes you feel very confused, I guess. Hyper/aphantasia's effect on dreams. That's a scientific study I would love to read. I'm pretty sure it's like an actual thing. I mean, I'm sure, I don't know how you would be able to do a scientific study on that, but it makes sense to me because dreaming is just your brain doing the same thing as when you're visualizing. So if you have a hard time visualizing things very clearly, then you probably don't dream things very clearly. But if you are able to visualize and daydream extremely realistically and clearly, then that probably has an effect on how you dream as well. I welcome in. Probably just lots of dream journaling. That's true. It's hard to do like a scientific study on it though, I feel, because it is just kind of like a lot of people's personal accounts, I guess. I mean, I guess it would still count as a study, but it's a little bit more like subjective to each person, I assume. And especially because it's kind of hard to define aphantasia. Because like I can't compare how I visualize to another person because I can't like hop into their brain and see exactly how they are experiencing visualization. And that's why sometimes I'm not sure if I actually have aphantasia or if that's just what visualizing is like. And some people describe it as a lot more clear than it actually is. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of assume I'm somewhere near there where I can't really visualize things very well. I don't think I've ever been able to. Dream plot is weirdly important a lot of the time for some reason. I have a lot of zombie dreams that aren't scary, but feel like I've actually been just thrust into a real zombie apocalypse world with the slightest things that are different, and like half the time I notice the differences and can almost become lucid, and then plot distracts me again. And other times only realizes the difference. Yeah, most of the time when I'm dreaming, weird shit will happen, but I just kind of take it as it is. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is happening. Like I just accept it, and then when I wake up, I'm like, that's really weird. I don't know why I just kind of like accepted that when I was dreaming as something that was actually happening. My family's very superstitious, so we take our dreams seriously. Yeah, I think if you have like some very recurring dreams, I definitely think it can sort of signify like real life things or like fears, etc. But also, I do think dreams are just kind of weird sometimes. Like I think several of my dreams like definitely did not have specific meanings. It was just kind of like weird shit going on. But I do think a few of the dreams that I can actively remember were based off of like actual anxieties and fears that were happening in my life at the time, consciously or subconsciously. Like, I'm like on the fence if I maybe have aphantasia or not. See, exactly, like, because some people say like, oh, can you see the apple in full color and everything? And I'm just like, what do you mean by see? Like, do you mean you can actually see? Like, what do you mean by see? And I'm like, I can't see a fucking apple, but also, what do you mean by that? Like, I don't know. I don't think so. It's weird. I once had a dream where I used a Minecraft magic mod to fight the physical manifestation of a mod pack I was making that was broken and full of bugs. When I woke up, the mod pack was fixed. That's crazy. You ever heard about my 2 to 4 year stretch of intermittent recurring nightmares? I don't think so. I have had a few recurring nightmares, but the thing is they only recur, like I had this one dream that was recurring when I was a kid, but it was very long sessions. Like I would go months without dreaming it and remembering it again. It wasn't like every week or every day. My mother always gets dreams of people in our family when they're struggling in life, like getting sick or passing on. She and I shared a dream once about the gender of my aunt's baby. Whoa, that's crazy. Been yapping for 45 minutes, get to work. Let me yap, bro. You're supposed to yap while streaming. We're having interesting conversations. And for rigging, I need to lock in, so... I need to, like... I either need to lock in on yapping or lock into... Here, let's change to just chatting for now. So nobody comes in being like, why is the streamer not doing art? They're in the art category. Yeah, I've had some crazy dreams. I think a lot of them did kind of like relate to things that were going on in my life. Like I've had a lot of dreams about, or I used to have a lot of scary dreams about driving, like getting into car crashes. And they got worse around the time that I was supposed to start learning how to drive. Because I had a lot of anxiety around it. Like a lot. Like I would have panic attacks around learning how to drive. I think not because it was like, it was a very irrational fear. Like very irrational. Like I knew it would be okay and I knew I wasn't a bad driver whenever I did get behind the wheel. And I had never been in a car crash previously. So it was definitely more of like an irrational phobia than something I was like actively aware of. It's kind of unfortunate how consistent that is. Wait, what? Pre-work yapping takes an hour. Well, I think for me a lot of times it's usually only about 15 minutes. But sometimes we tend to yap a little bit longer. A lot of normal streamers are like, a lot of more popular streamers, bigger streamers, whatever you want to call it, do tend to yap for quite a while before getting into things. But for me, it kind of just depends on if the yap is good. If I start stream and it's just kind of like, hi, how's it going? Good. It's fine. Then I'll just get straight into working because there's no real conversation happening. If I dream about a person I don't know in real life, I wake up and draw them. Drawn many people over the years, but there's this one lady that just keeps coming back. Interesting. I don't know about art streamers, but if gaming, it's an unspoken rule of you must yap for 1 hour before gaming can... Yeah, usually streamers, especially gaming streamers, will kind of yap for a bit. I always dream about people that aren't in my life anymore. I've had that happen before, for sure. I feel like a lot of my dreams... I do remember one dream that was good that I had, and it was literally about something that was going to happen the next day, and I knew it was going to happen the next day. I dreamt about like a school event that was going on the next day that I was participating in, and I dreamt about it going well. So I told my friends, I was like, hey, I had a dream that we're going to do really well today. And they were like, hell yeah. But most of my dreams are kind of just like, don't make any sense. They're just kind of like weird and scary. I have had a few dreams about, just like my family doing weird, scary shit. And I'm very scared, like, for them. I'm not gonna, like, actually describe any of them because they are very, like, strange and scary. But... yeah. Yeah, I do think a lot of them kind of, like, just barely have similar themes of things that were going on in my life at the time. So... they kind of, like, make sense, but they also don't at all. Because, like, these people would never do these things, but they did in my dream. And also just there's no, like, actual logic behind a lot of it. Can't game until 1 hour of yap real. Even though he says, that's not true, I don't let it must maintain that. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Ionix yaps, then games for a little bit, and then yaps more. But we love that. Yeah, the dream conversation is always so interesting. Like, I like hearing about other people's dreams. because I don't really dream very often. I rarely dream. So it's interesting seeing what other people dream about. I had a dream about driving once. I kept running down jaywalkers. I woke up and just thought, yeah, I would do that. Yeah, I've had dreams about myself getting into car crashes. Not necessarily because I am a bad driver, but because I, like, lost control of the car in a way that doesn't make any sense. Like, just all of a sudden, like, the brakes stop working or whatever. Or, like, the steering wheel stops working. And so I, like, crash and die. I haven't had any of those recently, though. It's been a few years. I dream quite a lot less after my big bro told me to just roar at my nightmares. Life is sometimes very... That's really funny. Yeah, maybe if you have a plan for your dreams, then they won't happen as much because you know you have a plan. I haven't dreamt... Yeah, I haven't dreamt in a long time. At least as far as I can remember. It's been a while. All the dreams I can remember are from minimum a year ago. Flashback to the dream where I pissed off a group of travelers, got sent to the flesh dimension, came back to the real world, and the river ran red and flooded, and I drowned. What? That's crazy. Yeah, all of my dreams are mostly weird. It's this really weird line, though, where either it's really weird and, like, scary, or it's literally just me doing, like, normal, very normal things. Just going about, like, a super normal day, and then there's just one detail that's kind of off. Those ones I never remember, though. I just know I've had them, because I remember waking up and be like, huh, that was kind of a fun dream. Or like, huh, that's weird. I just dreamed myself, like, walking around the grocery store. Okay, I forgot about this dream for a long time, but I literally just remembered it. I had a dream that me and my friend were just, like, exploring an abandoned mall. And just, like, walking around and being like, huh, that's weird, look at these clothes. Look at, just walking around, just having a very chill time, but it's just this, like, creepy abandoned mall with, like, nobody in it. But all of the stores are, it was less of an abandoned mall and more like just a mall after closing when nobody's there. Because it was very full of items and, like, stores. But there was just nobody there, and, like, a lot of the lights were turned off and stuff. And we were just kind of, like, walking around. I want more dreams like that. That was chill. When I do have nightmares, they're much stranger. I had one a while back about the terrible family dynamics, about the Bernstein Bears, if you know about this. I don't remember what the dynamics were. I just remember what the books kind of look like. And the show, because it got animated, right? There's an animation about that, right? Yeah. My friends at the time were so mortified by this dream, we banded together to try and write an SCP. Wait, flashback to the dream where... Oh, right, yes. That's crazy. I forgot there was a show. Yeah. Learning from the author of Frankenstein. Dude, everyone should read Frankenstein at some point in their lives if you weren't forced to in, like, high school or something. I think it's good that you do that at some point in your life. It's good. Mary Shelley, The Woman You Are. Kha'Zix is recommending classics. Let's go. Yes, I was forced to read it in high school, and I'm so glad I was. It's really good. I'm glad. I'm glad I was able to read that book. So worth it. And now I get to see other people talking about Frankenstein and, like, the themes of it, and people going, actually it's Frankenstein's monster and all that. And it makes me happy because now I'm in on it because I've actually read the whole book. I'm an English nerd, and I was watching a video essay the other day about how Frankenstein is an allegory about being a woman. Yes, yes. Love it. I love how also, like, the monster, the monster himself, not necessarily like the doctor or whatever. Anyway, the monster himself can be related to so many different experiences. Frankenstein is actually the monster. Oh, real. Yeah, agree. In a way, yes. Yes, yeah. How, like, there's so many things that could be related to just because the feeling of, like, being an outcast is something that a lot of people experience for very different reasons. Yeah. Different group in one of my English classes had to read it. They said it was very sad. Y'all ever read Flowers for Algernon? I have not. I do need to get back into reading, though. It's been a long time since I've, like, finished a book. And the award for worst father goes to... Yep. It is quite sad. I don't mind a sad story here and there. I feel like I've consumed a lot of media where there just, like, isn't a happy ending. I kind of need to space it out, though. I can't do it all at once, otherwise I'm just gonna be depressed. I only know this as a reference in SAO Abridged. I need to watch SAO Abridged, because I've heard it's actually really good, and that it, like, addresses plot holes that were in the original. I need to watch SAO Abridged. We did in middle school. I completely forgot what it was about. I just remember reading, I remember reading a lot of different things in, like, elementary school and middle school, but, of course, The Telltale Heart. I remember reading that and learning about it, as well as, Hatchet, Outsiders. In elementary school, I remember reading Holes, and I am very nostalgic for that book and that movie. I want to watch it again. Holes was so good. I love Holes. Hatchet mentioned. Yep. Outsiders mention. I don't think we ever got to watch the movie for that one, but I know there is a movie for Outsiders. I'm actually starting to get to the point where I'm starting to dare authors to not have a happy ending and getting disappointed when they do. Yeah, if, I know this is like such a basic bitch book at this point because so many people have recommended it. And I'm happy to say that I think I read it before people were like recommending it on TikTok and shit, because I didn't have TikTok at the time that I even got this book. But They Both Die at the End is a cute romance book. But the title says it all. It's called They Both Die at the End. That's the name of the book. I need to read the prequel. There's a prequel, and I need to read it. Because I do quite enjoy that author's work. Saw a video of someone talking about an early R-rated whole script that got canned. Interesting. I'm kind of glad it is what it is. I can't really imagine it being R-rated. Just because the main characters are children. But that is interesting. See, that's an interesting idea. Like, come on, I know it takes guts to let characters die, but come on, at least try it. Yeah, so if you've never heard of They Both Die at the End, and if you are not into, like, LGBT romance books, then you probably haven't heard of it. But basically, I'm not going to spoil it, but the concept is that they are in a world in which you get an alert on the day that you are going to die. So on the day that you die, you know it's going to happen. Like, you know it's your last day. And then the story commences after the two main characters learn that. I'm half listening, but what is this book? Is called They Both Die at the End. Definitely recommend checking it out. It's good. I cried. But I also did read it in middle school, early high school, I think. So I would say it's more of like a young adult novel than it is like an adult novel. Not in the way that that sounds, but just in like terms of, I guess, reading level / maturity. So take that with a grain of salt. But I do remember thoroughly enjoying the book and sobbing at the end of it. So do with that what you will. I read something in one of my English classes that was like the monsters are due on Maple Street, and then watched the Twilight Zone episode and compared and contrasted. Interesting. I've only seen a few short episodes of Twilight Zone, and that was a long, long time ago. I'm starting a House of Leaves, so sadly I'm going to be tied up for a bit, but I'm going to put it on the list even though I don't usually jump for romance. Yeah, I'm kind of a little bit of a romance person. I enjoy a good romance. But also, this book is gay. So if you don't necessarily want to read a book about two boys in love, then maybe don't read They Both Die at the End. But it is a really good story, and I do still very much recommend it, and I really liked it. So, yeah. I haven't read a book since 2016! Holy crap, I read one book last year, which is not enough. Yaoi. I mean, I wouldn't describe it as yaoi because it's not a manga and it's not 18+. But, you know. Yeah, it is very much doomed yaoi, though. It is doomed yaoi. It's doomed yaoi before people were even describing it as doomed yaoi. Also didn't help that we were forced to write about the book every 10 pages. Wait, about what book? Hang on, let me scroll up. I'm missing things. Anyone else regularly go back to the kids' chapter book session of the library and found... I need to get a library card. I've just been buying books. I just bought a book called Beloved, but I've heard it's super fucked up. Well, let me know how it goes. Finally returning to my wig. Everyone pray for me. Good luck. Good luck. Guys, reading is so good. Everyone should get back into reading. I need to get back into reading so bad. I have a book that I never finished that I started reading in high school. And I need to finish it. I have read another book in between not finishing that book and now. So I need to go back and like reread it. But I read Vicious last year. As a suggestion from someone else. But let me know if you guys have any other good book suggestions. I've been really into the more controversial books nowadays, like Handmaid's Tale. I need to read 1984 so badly. I really need to read 1984. I had a book on my Kindle called Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Never got around to reading it. I unfortunately don't have my Kindle anymore. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, I need to get a library card. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe our campus library has some good stuff. I don't know if they have like fiction, that stuff though. I don't know if it's mostly like research stuff or not. I need to look into it. Is that an ad for the movie of that? What a crazy idea was my first thought. Interesting. Respectfully, damn. I mean, some people just aren't into reading, and I think that's fine. But also, I think it's a good thing to be into reading. I think I do have like a list of books I want to read. Or just like a couple. I haven't updated it in a long time though, so I don't know if I'd like still be interested in these. I'm not really sure. To each their own. Skip to those, yeah. To each their own. Yeah, I don't recognize any of these names anymore. So I'll have to look them up again and see if I'm still interested in those titles, but yeah, I should read again. I should start reading again. I don't know if I'll say I hate books, but don't say you hate books. Just say you don't enjoy reading. Because I don't think it's the books. I think it's just, you know, like it's different. Gonna make Skip read like that one Boondocks scene. I have no clue what you're talking about, but I am laughing anyway because I can only imagine just knowing what having seen clips of Boondocks. I'm scared. Everyone's gotta have a least favorite media. Yeah, that's true. Like, yeah. Like, I probably couldn't... I wouldn't like audiobooks. I don't know, for whatever reason. Listening to it is just not my cup of tea. I'd rather, like, actually read it. Drusk, welcome in! Thank you for the raid. I hope you guys don't get caught up in ads. They're about to end. Welcome in, welcome in. Last streaming RV there yet. How was your stream today? Oh no, oh no! You guys got stuck in ads. Oh no. Let me know. Wait. We're back? Okay. Good. Welcome in, Raiders! I'm Kaz, the ferryman of the Nexus, here to ferry your soul through the afterlife, but also I do a lot of art and live 2D. I'm going to be doing live 2D soon. We just got caught up in the yap. We were having some good yapping today. So we were just kind of vibing, but we will be rigging a model soon enough. Probably. We were talking about reading and books. So if you have any books that you've read recently that you like, feel free to mention it. But also, how was your stream? How was RV there yet? And also, if you have to raid and run at all, you are absolutely welcome to. Yeah, welcome in, Raiders. Hope you're all doing well. Stressful, I'm sure. I've played that game for, I think, about 3 hours of my life, and I'm not sure I want to go back. But we'll see. Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard game. The infinite Cookie Run ads I had whilst having Cookie Run downloaded on this device. That's one of the most annoying things, is getting an ad for something you already have and being like, why are you giving me ads of this? I already have it. Oh my god. Okay, so you guys know how I was literally just mentioning how I have a book that I haven't finished that I started like 3 years ago? The book I haven't finished is the 3rd book of the Scythe series. I got like a quarter of the way through it, and then I got busy, so I put it down. And it's been so long at this point that I don't remember what happens. So I have to go back and like reread the 2nd book, and then reread whatever I read of the 3rd book so that I can actually have context and remember what happens. But yeah, I love it. I love it. It's so good. Scythe feels like a hidden gem to me. Actually, same. I only know a couple people who have read it. But I don't know, I feel like it is a fairly popular series. I don't think it's super, super niche. It is really good, though. I love it. Highly recommend to literally anyone. And the funniest thing is I started reading this book well before I started streaming, actually. So before my character was even a Reaper, I was reading this book called Scythe. I only read the first one because my friends were reading it after one discovered it. Interesting. Least favorite thing with fucking mobile games is getting an ad for the game I am playing in the game. Wait, does that actually happen? Why would they run ads for their own game? That seems so, like, unproductive. Scythe may have made me pick my high school. I was shadowing there for a weekend, picked it up off a table and read the whole thing over the weekend. That's so real. I read the first book in, like, a few days. But I don't know why I never finished the 3rd one. I don't know why. It was just one of those things where you just kind of like put it down and you just kind of like don't have the chance to come back to it. Yes, it happens. Yeah, yeah. I also read the first 1.5 books from the Hobbs Farseer trilogy. Just never got around to finishing the second book. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like that should be one of my New Year's resolutions is to read more. I want to read more. All right, it's to be late here. Okay, Remy, have a good night. The first book is called Assassin's Apprentice. I will write that down. Yeah, what kind of ads did you guys get? I feel like I have so many ad blockers on everything that I just hardly get ads anymore. But I was just complaining to my friends the other day. So when I watch YouTube on my phone, I still get ads because I don't have an ad blocker on the YouTube app on my phone. And I keep getting that fuck-ass Duolingo ad where it's like, come back, we're waiting for you. And I'm like, go away, Duolingo owl. I don't like you. I'm never going back to Duolingo ever again. I haven't touched it in 3 years and I'm not ever touching it again. Get this ad off of my phone, please. It's so annoying. That is the one ad that makes me want to like throw my phone. There's this really dumb, very fanficky book series, something about adventuring. I don't remember very much, but the last one was called The Acts of Sundering. I read each book in the 5-book series in a day. 5 books, but that's crazy. But also, like, I'm such a binger of media as well. Like, if I start reading a book and I really like it, I can't put it down until I'm done with it. Like, I will read it, like, in a day. Same thing with, like, shows. If there's, like, a 12-episode anime and I start watching it and I'm like, I have to know what happens next, I will not stop watching it and I will stay up all night finishing it in one single sitting. That has happened several times. I have to binge media. I can't take it slowly, ever. Unless it's like a weekly release and I'm watching it as it's coming out. That's the only thing that makes me slow down. I call it fanficky because, like, the main character... Oh! Cat just knocked over my drawing tablet. The main character by the end was a dragon who could cheat death and use every kind of magic, all while being a normal kid. That does sound a little bit fanficky. But also, nothing necessarily wrong with that. Sorry, I need to fix my drawing tablet now. Over the stand. Okay. 2 military recruitment ads despite it being illegal for a wokey gender creature like me to enlist. Real. Got an anti-vaping ad. Also real. I've done that a lot, especially... Wait, done what a lot? What am I missing? This freaking cat, get off my desk, bruh. Oh, he's gonna bite me if I try and grab him. Stop it. Stop it. Is it as gender affirming for a trans mask guy to get enlistment ads as it's for a trans femme to get shampoo ads? That's really funny. Also, hi, Mage. Welcome in. Oh, you're one away. Oh my goodness. I need to get this cat off of my desk before he knocks my shit over again. He likes to sit right behind my drawing tablet. Depends on the shampoo. Probably like a feminine shampoo ad, like Pantene or something. I don't know. Not like a men's shampoo where it's like, make your hair extra manly with this musk scented shampoo that's actually a 12-in-1. Age made is currently a birth between 67 and 69. Well, I'm glad you're past 67. You have something better to look forward to next time you're here. Follows a bee child. Some of Connor. Okay, so the kingdom hides his royal blood by making him an errand boy. Ends up. Oh, chat's moving too fast. Ends up getting introduced to the king's personal poisoner, assassin, and is taught to use his upbringing of staying out of the light as to do the king's bidding. There's also 2 types of magic in the book: the royal magic and the untamed wild magic that is shunned. The little boy has both. That's kind of cool. I like that. 69 better, yeah. Although this is really bad, and I think everyone should shun me for this, but I have kind of a little bit started thinking 6-7 is funny solely because I like to terrorize my coworkers with it. I have like walked past my coworker and done the motion to try and get them to break while they're in the middle of something in front of customers, and that is hilarious to me. So it's their fault. It's my coworkers' fault. I'm blaming them. I didn't do it. It's not me. They started thinking it's funny first and doing it to each other, and now I think it's funny because they started it. Also, because... how do I say this without doxing myself? I work in a place where you can paint a lot. And when kids come in, they like to paint 67 everywhere. So it is, I am surrounded by it. That I don't find as funny, but I do find it funny when they say 6-7 to each other, or new kids come in and like point at it and see what other kids have painted and be like, haha, someone wrote 6-7 here. It's creating community between the children. It's kind of crazy. But also, I think I'm old enough now to where like if I reference a meme in front of kids, they're gonna think it's really cringe. Which I think is absolutely hilarious. That's pretty much the reason it stuck around despite it getting used by brands, which is typically a death sentence for me. True. Very true. Well, because also 6-7 is like an anti-meme in a way that it's only funny because it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's kind of making fun of other memes in a way that, like, it just doesn't make any sense, and that's kind of the point. Like, it's just this stupid thing that doesn't make any sense. And that's what makes it funny. It's just because it's, like, spreading even without, like, a proper meaning. But anyway. Hi, Jaren! How's it going? Happy New Year! Congrats on 1K. Thank you! Thank you, thank you. I work at a nursing home, so the people who live there would shrivel up and perish if you tried to teach them about 6-7. Yeah, because it doesn't have any meaning behind it. It's just 6-7. It's just what it is, you know? At least that's how I think of it. I think of it as like, it's not like some other memes where it's a reference to something very specific that people find funny. And I know originally it probably was a reference to something. I don't know what that something is. And I think a lot of people don't know what that something is. People kind of just started like saying it. And I was like, why is this funny? It's just 2 numbers and like a weird motion. But because it's like spread in the way that it has, people are just like being goofy with it, you know? It's this generation 1738. Well, that is a song. That's like an actual song. And also, I never found 1738 funny. That wasn't like something that spread that was funny. I think if we're talking about like a funny number, maybe like this one's a little older, but the whole like what's 9 plus 10? 21. The 6 7 thing came from a rap song. What's still like 6 7 is people are just going 6 7 6 7. 1738 is like 1738. Like there's a melody to it, so it feels different to me. And also I never found that funny. 1738 isn't like a joke. Like if you say 1738 to me, I'm not gonna laugh. I'm just like, oh yeah, that one song. You know? What about 789? That's just like a pun, I think. That's just kind of like a pun type joke. So that one's also different because it's, yeah. Yeah, at least it's like, it's not harmful, you know? It's kind of just like people T-posing. Like it's kind of just weird, dumb things. Yeah, at least it's not like inappropriate, I guess. I mean, I don't know what the rap song is. Maybe the rap song it's referencing is inappropriate, but yeah, it's not like Haktua or whatever. Things that reference explicit things. What about... Oh yeah, that one's great. Anyways. Yeah, just as I've started thinking 6 7 is funny because it makes my coworkers laugh, which makes me happy. But other than that, how about we get working on this model? Let me open up Live2D. I've been yapping for like an hour. You need 3 square meals a day. That's pretty good. That's pretty funny. Also, 9 is my favorite number. So it's probably also why that makes me happy. Yeah, I haven't heard that before. That's a good one. I have not heard that one before. That was given to me by a juggler at a Ren fair. I want to go to a Ren fair so bad. Okay, so I kind of updated the mouth rig just slightly. So this is what mouth open looks like. This is what jaw open looks like. What jaw open looks like. I adjusted it so now the fangs come over the teeth and I got rid of the skin fang. However, I might bring the skin fang back. I just have to adjust the art a bit. So that's what the skin fang looks like. It's a little bit out of place. Let me put that back. I might bring it back. Why did the top lip go away? There we go. I might bring the skin fang back. I just have to rig it differently. I will trade a Ren fair for a PAX. Deal or no deal? I don't know what that means. What are we trading? Just like things happening in the area or what? I know PAX is a convention, but like I don't have the ability to give you a PAX. I'm confused. Do you just mean like area? Like PAX doesn't happen in your area, but Ren fairs do. I think Ren fairs do happen around here too. I've just never been to one. And I also have never been to a con. Yeah, okay, I get it now. I'm just like, what do you mean? I've never been to PAX. I've never been anywhere. Is there even a PAX here? I know there's one in Australia, and I know there's... I don't know, where is... Convention. Where does PAX even happen? Oh, PAX West, I guess. Locations. Yeah, I know it happens... Wait, PAX West is... in Seattle. That's not near here. Yeah, PAX West is up north. That's in Seattle. So I can't give you PAX because it's not even near me. Yeah, I get the LA conventions, so I'm pretty sure Anime LA is happening this week. And of course we have Anime Expo. But I never want to go to Anime Expo. I heard about what happens with the crowds last year, and I'm just not interested. LA gonna be the death of me. I believe in you. I know like 3 people going to that con now. I'll take the deal. I'll swap PAX East for a friend fair. Yeah. I know we also get Anime Impulse. That's a smaller con. That one's kind of in the area. Of course, TwitchCon San Diego, Anime Expo, VidCon. Although TwitchCon also happens in Las Vegas every couple years as well. Gotten really popular since the last time I went. You should come to WonderCon with me. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, I'm gonna connect the jaw open forms to the mouth open forms so that we can see both of them together. Yeah, so now if I do mouth open, then the jaw opens as well. You're kind of seeing a little bit of the top teeth there. I might move this up a little bit so that you can see more of them and it looks a little more normal. So that's what mouth open looks like right now with the jaw. I'll be adding more keyframes to that soon. And yeah, last time we did the eyebrows and the eyes. So that's what that looks like. Very proud of the eyebrow and eye movement so far. What do you guys think? Should I have the little fangies coming over the bottom lip, or should I bring back the skin fang instead and have the bottom lip cover the teeth? So let me find that other layer. I like skin fang if it's one fang, but I like teeth if it's 2 fangs. Well, yeah, skin fang would be just one. And then, here, let me go back to this. So that's what it looks like with skin fang. I just would need to adjust the art because I don't have a good way to make the fang disappear when she opens her mouth. So there's that. Ignoring the scuff of this. Or oops. Thingies poking out. I guess I should ask Zay. They're the one whose opinion actually matters, but yeah. The juggler pulled out a metal PVC cube thing to spin around and throw and stuff. He went, "This is a cube, right?" Everyone was like, "Yeah." I was thinking, under my breath without seeing, he said it might be a rectangular prism. I don't know the exact dimensions. Forgot I was sitting in the front row. He stopped the show, bowed to me, and pulled out a bunch of math puns. That's kind of awesome. That's really funny, actually. Okay, before we get started on this, actually, I think I'm gonna do quick BRB. I did just realize that my water bottle is completely empty, so I'll be back. But yeah, let me know which one you guys like better. Do you guys like Skin Fang or regular fangs poking out better? I'll be back in a minute. Okay. We're back. Hi, boss. Oh, I probably should have done this an hour ago, but maybe we try a TikTok stream today? See if it doesn't fuck up my my connection or whatever. Why not? Okay. We have that keyed. I'll probably just key it with the fangs for now, and then if I want to add the skin fang later, then I can add it later. I don't really want to go back and edit the art right now. So we have mouth open, we have jaw open. I think now we need to start doing mouth form. Oh, no, we're gonna do mouth funnel first. So mouth funnel. Gonna round that up a bit. It's a little too sharp the corner. So we're gonna bring the corners of the mouth in. Okay. Hello again. In. And the cat's back on my desk. If he stays there and doesn't mess with me a bunch, then it's probably fine. How far have you gone? We finished the eyes and the eyebrows. And now we are basically just starting on some of the mouth. So I'm doing this mouth form called mouth funnel right now. So it's basically like ooh sound. But we finished mouth open, which looks like this, and that also includes jaw open. And then I've also just set up the mouth to be rigged as well, which took a long time. Yeah, also wait. It's supposed to be a blend shape. Yes, buddy. Yeah, until he starts attacking my hand that's on my mouse. A lot of polygons. Yeah, I guess so. That doesn't super affect the model too much, like it would with a 3D model. It can a little bit, but like not really. It's more so just how large the textures are. Hi, cat. You're starting to mess with things, which means you lose desk privileges. Wants to kill my hand that is on my mouse. And my keyboard, actually. Both of them. Like, he was just starting to click buttons on my keyboard. And my pen. Whenever I'm drawing, he attacks my pen, too. Literally anything that moves on my desk, he starts pawing at it. And he has sharp-ass claws. Need to trim them. Okay. Might bring this down just slightly. So it feels like too much of a corner to me. I don't like how much of a corner that is. Trying to round it up a little bit. Make sure it feels mostly symmetrical. It's not fully symmetrical, that's not a big deal. My mouth isn't symmetrical, but you know, it is what it is. Boop. Ooh. Okay. Yep. And I also need to rig it for mouth open. Oh, okay. I have the wrong thing selected. There we go. I'll get rid of the lipstick for now. Very odd going on with the mask there. See that? I don't like that. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh. Wait, what? TikTok just said my thing is restricted for unoriginal content. What? What does that even mean? Okay, I think mouth funnel needs to be updated a bit more. Let me also open up my model so I can see how it looks, not just in like active tracking, but on the actual parameters. Where is it? Mouth funnel. It's not too bad. Might still adjust it a little bit though. Round it out slightly, even though she has the cat mouth, so it's a little bit different. Try and keep it relatively symmetrical. Funnel. Open. Of course, that doesn't include the jaw. I don't like how fucked up this mesh is getting. Get rid of all of those. And get it right on the line so it stays consistent. I have to do. Still feels really weird. It's meant to be kind of like a pog face, like a oh. Oh, let me just completely undo this. Undo, undo, undo. This still a little bit off. Gonna kind of bring that in more. Make that not a corner again. I want to bring these sections out. So maybe I... Oops. At another point, kind of in the middle there. So kind of keep the corners of the mouth inched a little bit. Better. Alright. So now we have that. Now we do mouth form. Now I'm gonna go back, select both of those. That, some points. Actually, let me go back and look. Yeah. 3 points on that one. Lowest one. We're gonna make her look sad. So bring this down. Just kind of like that. Just kind of bring all the corners down. I might make the neutral face a little bit more neutral. Like it looks a little maybe too happy. Because happy needs to be like really happy in this case. But I might look for some references on how other people do it. Oh, he's back. Maybe if he sits on my lap, he'll stop being crazy. Okay. Oh, let me pull up enrichment for you guys. I forgot about that. You guys want enrichment? I don't think I need to ask. I know you guys are gonna say yes. I need to make like a playlist of this. I don't think it matters that much. There you go. There's your enrichment. Or should I have it up here instead? Where do you guys want it? Top corner? Or... I'm gonna kind of crop this off a little bit. And make it a little bit bigger. I'll have it in the top corner. That's where we usually put it. Or top left corner, I mean. What are you doing? I'm rigging a model right now. So I'm making it move. Oh. Live 2D is frozen. Oh, he's sitting on my keys. Shit. The cat. Oh no. What did he do? Okay, come here, cat. You're sitting on my arrow key. Yes, let the alligator blockage. No. I won't do that. Crap. Still where it needs to be. I fucking hope so. Yeah, I think that frown is a little too frowny. Gotta kind of bring in the corners a little bit here. Maybe not. Looks like it's moving a little too much. Oh, I haven't done the bottom lip yet. It's the cat. I'm hearing a sound like being paper. Where is bro? Whatever. I guess my frown is pretty extreme. Get it? So I wonder... like this. I highly doubt this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try anyway. You can't even see what I'm doing. Yeah, no, it's gonna fuck up with the teeth. Well, actually... yeah, it's probably gonna mess up the teeth. I do it like that. Me? Yep. Because of the way I did that. There is a way to fix it though. But that's just gonna have to look really fucking stupid for the time being. Also, let me bring this down. Oh, that is so not on the line. Don't like that. Anyways. Because of the way I made it so that the teeth would stick out, because this is all one layer, so I'll need to separate the fangs into a different layer so that the bottom of the teeth can be, so that the other parts of the teeth can be covered up by the bottom lip, I mean. Oh, she's smiling. Hi, cat. We're not gonna... Again. How long does it usually take to make? A long time. A long, long time. Close to 50 hours of just straight working. Not as in like... At least, I think about 50 hours. It might be longer. Oh. Yeah, I'll have to fix the teeth later, but it's not super pressing at the moment since I can still kind of do what I gotta do. I don't know why the mesh got so folded here. Let's fix that. Oh, right. I sort of tucked that in because the mask is messed up there. So that's another thing I can wait. So I have to wait for the... Yeah. These take a long time. And that's just rigging. That's not even the art. Okay, now need to make the smile mouth form for mouth open. It's basically just going to be moving this up a bit. And moving this up to match. Why does this cat keep jumping on my desk, bro? Out on my lap, bud. That way you're not messing with all my stuff and blocking my tracking. How do I do mine? What do I have two little parameters there? You know what? I'm not gonna worry about that. Mouth open. Right, my mouth open was a lot more neutral. Mouth form. So I might want to make hers a little bit more neutral as well. So that the smile one can kind of change it a little bit more. So I'll probably make her default mouth shape just a little bit less smiley. So that the actual smile can be more of a smile. Just a tiny bit though, not much. That should be, yeah, there we go. So now when I bring this up, it's actually changing. Also have to fix the bottom lip to come to that more neutral position. And the cat is back because he doesn't quit. Yeah, so we'll fix the teeth in a sec, but that's more of a proper sort of difference between the smile and frown, which is good. I'm gonna widen this up a little bit. Top lip, bottom lip. I'm gonna try the same thing as I did before. Probably not going to work very well. Yeah, that doesn't look like a very good frown at all. Sort of keep that mouth point up a tad. Bring this in. Ew. Oh, there goes ads. Sorry, guys. It's really rough. Oh my god, it's a cat. Okay, yeah, you know what? I think for a smile, this actually shouldn't go up. Oops. Just the corners should go up. Yeah, so that for the frown, or it does actually. The corners of the mouth. But oh, that is such an ugly frown shape. I need to fix that desperately. Like this, that's a good frown. This, yeesh. Yuck. Default. Wow, those. This to come to that. Same with this side. Yep. Nice, nice big smile. Okay, if it's not toothy, that will come in later. The nice toothy smile will come from a different parameter. We're just gonna retry that frown. Just don't really like this. Kind of looks like I think we're the hydrate. That's better. I do kind of feel like we're losing a lot of those sort of cat mouth qualities. Gotta figure out if there's another way to do this. I haven't rigged a mouth like this in a long time. The way I'm used to doing it is a very just like for my model where it's more of a neutral shape and kind of just like a straight line. So this feels a lot different for me. And then we also have to do mouth funnel for both of those. So let's change the mouth form for that. Just gonna kind of those corners in here. Oops. Did that the opposite way. Okay. Just fix those corners to match. Maybe a little bit more. Oh, that's the teeth. Okay, so that's something I need to fix later. Okay. I feel like that can go even more, actually. If we, like, split a little bit. Oh, come in! Thank you for the follow. Before the daily glint. Let's also do this one. Brownie mouth funnel. Thank you for the head pat. Side goes a little bit too low. Right to the other one. Knew it. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I see. This should not come up as much as it is. This. Wrong brush. Let me grab that. Okay, there we go. Much smoother. And then that shouldn't be coming down. That should still be fairly connected to everything else. Better. Okay, good. And once again, these little lines here can be ignored for the time being. I'm gonna fix those later. It's gonna require me to probably go back into the art to do something about that. Or actually, no, it doesn't require me to go back into the art. Just need to duplicate this. Let it load for forever. This one. Just kind of do one of those. Extra room just in case. And then get rid of everything around it. It's fine. Oh, not much. Now, I want to do that. There we go. Yippee. Fixed it. Should be the same here. Except I do actually need to add a little bit extra on here. Just do that. It's got a little extra room there. This one's okay. Right, and I need to do the same thing here. Actually, I think what I can do... Let me go back for this. I don't think I can just synthesize the corners on this one, unfortunately. I'm kind of just going to deform brush that around. Try and smooth this out a little bit. I really don't know why the mask is doing that, though. See that? Yeah, why does it have that weird ass, just like solid line in there? Not being cut off at all. Oh, it's because of all these weird lines, I get that. There's not really anything I can do about that. Yeah, Guess what I can do is that. And now, just kind of pull that out of the way. Yay! Now it's not doing that weird thing anymore. Perfect. I love problem solving. Okay, so now... Yep. Yep. Yep, perfect. Okay. Let me separate the jaw open parameters from the mouth open parameters once more. Lower teeth, tongue, back teeth, head XY. I think that's it. We are going to change those to jaw open. So now the jaw can open independently from the mouth opening. Reset default values. Physics settings. Seems like I'm having some issues with the mask there. I can go back and fix that. Okay, we're getting somewhere. It's not quite perfect though. I think we can still do better with mouth funnel, like the default shape. But let me put jaw open back on the mouth open parameter so that we can test it properly. Just test it easier, I guess. Okay, that's back there. This is pretty cool to watch. I'm glad. And then for those who haven't seen, because I want to show it off more because I'm really happy with how it turned out. See those eye physics? Anyways, it actually looks better when I'm not actively tracking it and when I just kind of like move the slider around, because I think the way my blink is rigged is a little bit different, so it kind of doesn't track the same. But if I go here and just kind of smooth it out a little bit and just kind of slide the parameter back and forth. Oh my god, my big fat head is blocking it. There you go. Let me move the physics window over for you guys so that things aren't blocked as much. There we go. Probably even crop that off a little bit. There we go. But yeah, I can like plink, plink, plink. Anyways. Just had to show that off again. Because I definitely did it better than my model. Okay. Might even... I don't know. I kind of want to add another parameter onto mouth open to get rid of this shape in the mouth when it's doing that. But I think that'll probably happen with mouth press lip open is what it's called. Which is also how we're going to get that nice toothy smile. So now, I grab the lippies. And mouth press lip open literally is just kind of like opening the lips very slightly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna squish this bottom lip open. I'm gonna straighten it out a little bit. Scriggly, welcome in. How are you today? Oh, that's not a fun looking line. Okay, I probably will have to go back into the art to fix the teeth because, ew. Don't like that. Let me use the brush tool for this low key. It's kind of looking a little goofy. I was gonna grab this and just kind of that back up. It's been a minute, doing good. Just been busy with IRL stuff. That's so real. So real. But glad to see you back. So that's kind of what mouth press lip open looks like. It's just kind of like that. Let me also reference what mine looks like, because I don't remember. Yeah, just kind of a smile. So I might separate the corners of the lips as well. A little bit more. That looks very unsymmetrical. Very, very, very unsymmetrical. Hi, kitty. Don't claw my monitor. Okay, and then mouth press. So that's lip open, which is just kind of that. Mouth press is this one. So it's like when you kind of like press your lips together, like kind of like going or you like make a p sound. That's what that is. And that one is very fun. I really like. I don't necessarily like rigging it, but I really like how it turns out. Just kind of just doing that with the lips, just kind of pulling this down and making that sort of funny like shape. Just need to round this out a tiny bit. Didn't know tracking could do that. Just iPhone tracking. So just like ARKit, iPhone, VBridger. Those that tracking. Default webcam tracking cannot track that. I don't like how much of a point that makes. What's best to use for tracking on iPhone? That's what I've been using. Just going on, just having the VTube Studio app on your phone, and then what's happening here? Is this being weird? There we go. Oh, that didn't work. Ow! That's not what I want it to do. And then also having the VBridger app on PC. That's the other thing you want. You know what? I'm just going to get rid of the corner there. And maybe that'll kind of fix that issue I'm having. Still looks very goofy and not good. Yeah, so use, well, I mean, VBridger is a plugin for VTube Studio. So, yes. have both. Doesn't quite look right. Right, the corners of the mouth need to kind of come down a little bit as well. Grab both of these. Just kind of. And since I did that, oops. Gotta bring these corners up to make it match. Good. What a process. I can see why some artists charge so much. Yeah, it takes a long time. It's kind of just like a lot in general. Come on, connect. There we go. It's doing that thing where it's kind of opening the mouth a little bit. Let me adjust the bottom lip here. Just kind of bring it up slightly. For some reason, it, at least for me, I don't know if this happens to other people, so maybe I'll go back and adjust it later, but for me, whenever I do like the shape, it also thinks I am. I'm still. Oh, thank you for telling me. Why did nobody else tell me that? I've been rigging for like half an hour. We've been rigging for like an hour. What the hell? Anyways. I'm just going back to my my references. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Now, do that. These corners. Right. You. So I need to fix that. Yeah, I'm gonna go back into the art and sort of do that more properly. Just so that we don't... This crap is happening. That looks so asymmetrical. Good lord. Let's do that. Match. Sure, this is a mess. Unfold that once again. Okay, not too bad. Ignoring the teeth issues. Oh, gotta fix that point. Forgot about that. Let's grab this. It's gonna... do one of those. Good. Fixed. And we aren't done. We haven't done everything. I am going to go back to this. Yeah, I think the frown, just like across the board, needs to be a lot more extreme. Oh no, the art is so wobbly. Straight as much as I can. Back to fix that later properly. Good. Do the same thing here. Just kind of grab the corners. Just go whoop. Oh, that got crunched. No. Not what I want. Ow. See the mask for this one. It's getting funky too, so I'm gonna do the same thing. Just add some points there. Keep these auto lines from doing that. Good. Ignore the teeth looking freaky. Also, hi Arctic. How's it going? Let's try. Bring this back into a nice line. As well as everything been. A little crazy. This rig is looking a little funky at times. I think it's just because I'm not very experienced in rigging a mouth that is this shape. And then get rid of these points here. You can just see the shape of this. And straighten it out as much as I can. So it doesn't look so crunchy. Although in this case it is mouth funnel. I want to kind of squish these in a little bit. Same here. I'll round that out a little bit. Hi Sorrel, welcome in. Oh, I thought it was morning. It is not morning. Okay. Good. Like how that kind of comes out, though. Bring that in just slightly. Slightly better. Hi, kitty. Still looks really rough. think that might just be an unfortunate fact of me not doing the art in a way that is very conducive to this mouth rig. I fear if it annoys me enough, I might end up just completely redoing it from scratch. Oh, doesn't look. Oh, and the cat's fucking with my keyboard again. Bro, I literally just took you off of my desk. Why are you back? 10 seconds later. Okay. Wow, that looks crazy. Let's fix it. Oh. Slightly better, but not really. Why is there so much smoothing on the jaw open? Hello? Ew. Mildly debating restarting this from scratch. Kind of hating it a little bit. Kind of a little bit don't like it at all and want to delete this file and start over. I'm gonna open up Clip Studio. Cat is back. After 5 seconds of not being on the desk. What I might do is take the mouth layers and just make them like way bigger so that their resolution is higher. I just like, I don't know. I just really don't like how a lot of these mouth forms are turning out at all. Them on their own are okay, but then as soon as we start combining things, it just looks not correct. I don't know how other people do it. I guess they just have their models at freaking like 8K quality. Although this is that, so maybe they just, I don't know, maybe they just have absolutely enormous canvas sizes. Or thinner line art than me. I think that's also the other thing. I might also be a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to mouth tracking. Because I really like accurate mouth tracking. Oh, I just got jump scared by audio. Anyways. Oh. TikTok stream is dying. Yay. I think we'll take a short break. I'm getting a little hungry. So I think I'm gonna go grab a snack. I'm gonna probably redo the art on this mouth. And then we'll come back and start this mouth from scratch because I don't want to deal with it as it is. It's too broken and I don't know how to fix it, so I'm just gonna start over. So that'll happen in a bit. I'm gonna go grab a snack first. Be back in a few. Never mind. I lied. I'm starting to think that this mouth rig is something that I'll only be able to do off stream. So either I find out something else to do right now, or we just call it a night. Because I have already been live for like 3 hours, so... I don't know. I fear we might just have to call it a night. And then I can work on it later tonight and tomorrow. Might stream a tiny bit tomorrow. Not sure yet. Might do an extra stream tomorrow. I don't know. Oh, I love that my bitrate is dying. Okay, we're so back. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it a night. I feel like working on this more in this same sitting is just gonna like overstimulate me and frustrate me. It just doesn't want to work. So instead, we're gonna call it a night, and I'll be back some other time. Perhaps we'll do like a muted stream tomorrow where I just kind of like really lock in. Or maybe I'll like hang out in the Discord and we can do some co-working. Speaking of, feel free to join the Discord if you're not there already. And give it a little smack, yeah. Yeah, maybe another time though. I just feel like if I sit here and try and like grind this out, what's gonna happen is I'm just gonna get frustrated and then I'm gonna leave it at a place where I'm not satisfied with it. Because I know myself well enough to where I'm just gonna get impatient and want to be done with it. And I want this model to actually look good. I don't want to just settle because I'm getting frustrated with it. So, I'll come back to it later. We'll fix it, you know. Probably off stream, and that way I'm not like multitasking. I can just kind of like fully lock in on the model. And then we can do some of the easier things on stream. Things that I like fully know how to do. Like iRig was fine because I've done that before and I kind of know what I'm doing, but I haven't really done this specific mouth shape in this way before. So I want to kind of take my time with it. But yeah. I think I found someone cool we can raid. I haven't seen this person before, so it's gonna be someone new. Which is always lovely. Beat it with a bat till it gets the point. See, unfortunately, I think that would just break my screen or break my computer, and then it wouldn't fix itself. But, you know, whatever. Alright, y'all. I'm hungry. Start drinking, then beat and yell. Yes, that'll work. Surely. Surely that'll work. Follow my other socials if you're interested. I post on TikTok and Instagram and Blue Sky. More Blue Sky. If you want to see updates from me, follow my Blue Sky and join the Discord. And here's the raid message. Also have a Patreon. If you want to see behind the scenes stuff on what I'm working on for future updates to the stream and stuff and whatnot, then join the Patreon. Yeah. I freaking school in like 5 hours, thought it was morning, it's midnight. Oh no. Well, good luck with that. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.